I think of the coaches and how invested they are in the players. Just the willingness of them to put all that time and effort into the product that is LC football, and sacrifice their time with their families just so they can help their own student athletes.
The biggest thing is the discipline and all the hard work we put in. We go to practice a lot, and it might not be the most fun thing, but they get us prepared for our games and to try to strive for our goal and to max out.
Just all the hard work we've done to be here, and our coaches just supporting us the whole way.
Just the family, it's like a family here, the unity, it's just tight.
Just the brotherhood that we've made. Freshman year, we had a good brotherhood, and they kind of brought the freshmen in, and then as the seasons went on, they got better, and I felt like this year we just had a crazy bond. We felt like brothers, just hanging out in the locker room after practice and loving on each other. I just felt different this year.
Definitely successful. Just not only successful in the game of football, just successful in learning how to live my life like Christ would teach us how to live our life. So yeah.
It was the best season that I've ever been a part of here. I couldn't have asked for a better senior season, going all the way to the state game. I never thought or dreamed that would happen, and I just loved playing with my brothers, and it was just an awesome year, and I wouldn't change anything.
More than I could have ever asked for. Coming in, I didn't think we'd get to the state championship. I thought we'd do pretty good. I didn't think we'd get to the state championship. And obviously it didn't end how we would want it to end, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. And this season meant more than I could ever possibly say or describe. And just the bond that I've built with these guys over the last 4 months is just, it's incredible.
It's special for sure. I think I realized it after the New Deal scrimmage. We played really well that day, and I was like, wow, this team, we're going to be legit. And that's when I realized we were going to be special, so we started putting in harder work than we had been, and it paid off.
Well, impactful, very impactful. Just having all of my brothers on the team and the coaching staff, just teaching us that it's more than a game. Football will always be more than a game. Just how much it implies back to life. Just getting knocked down, you got to get back up.
It was a great one. It's a season I won't forget. I've learned a lot of things this year from not only just from the games, but the lessons that Coach teaches us, the talks we have on our Wednesday off days, and it's just one I won't ever forget.
Everything that we do in football is about conforming to Christ and growing in your walk with Christ and your faith and stuff. So I would say conform to Christ.
The program is based around love, because I think that love's the greatest motivator. Some coaches motivate by fear, and I think that when times get tough, kind of that motivation runs out. When you're motivated by love, I don't think that motivation ever stops.
I think our culture is a max out, and the verse that goes with that is Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for man. That's kind of what we base our culture off of, fellow Christian.
One thing Coach Savi tells us a lot that I like is to live every day like it's your last, because we might not get the next Friday game, so we got to make sure we play this one as good as we can. So just every day, living it like it's your last and working as hard as you can.
The word that I would describe, or used to describe it, is love. Like the way that these coaches treat us is, I'm sure it's unlike anywhere else in Texas. The relationships that we get to have with them, sometimes we'll just come in here just to hang out with them, not even talk about game plan or anything. And I think that's the most special thing that we have here.
It's a culture of love, which is something you don't see a whole lot nowadays, especially in high school football. You always see those drill sergeant coaches in the movies just yelling at the players. And I mean, we get yelled at, but it's not like an angry yell. It's not a like I hate you, do it right kind of yell. We love you and we want you to be the best that you can be.
What makes it really different is it's not just about the sport, it's about growing kids into men and, conforming to Christ and doing what He wants us to do.
Earlier I talked about the coaches. I just think that the time that they invest into the kids is crazy. I don't know if it's like that anywhere else. Like, they just want to meet with you. They'll have us over at their house a couple nights throughout the season just to fellowship. And also, I would say the brotherhood between the student athletes it's incredible. I mean, like, the school's not that big, so we don't have that many players. So you really get to know everyone in your locker room, and everyone knows each other. We know their strengths and weaknesses, and we help each other through that. And I think that's something that really kind of sets us apart.
Anywhere else in Texas, I mean, they don't really have the unity or brotherhood that we do. So I mean, I'm glad to be here.
Like I mentioned earlier, it's just love. I think that, I can't understate how much love just is, and the brotherhood I have with all my guys, especially how much that means to me. Just when I look at other programs, they don't feel the same. Just because I think Lubbock Christian's special and about as good as it gets.
I would have to say the unity and the brotherhood that we have. Since we only have not very many guys, it's different from a school who has a lot, because you don't get to be a part of your teammates' lives and help them through things and always be there for them. So I would say just the bond that we have together as Lubbock Christian football team. So.
Many football teams say they got a family going in the football team, but this was actually a real family. We always hung out at the coaches' houses, and they hosted us like we were their own kids. And just all the memories we made at each other's houses and team dinners and all the games we have played, all the laughs, just definitely just like a very large family of brothers.
I would definitely tell them to play football, to be a part of a team. Football team is a very good thing to be a part of. You learn a lot of lessons, and lessons that can carry on to life outside of sports.
Play football, because I did not play football freshman year, and then eventually I figured it out and decided to play sophomore year, so play football.
I'll just say keep working, keep pushing the weight room, and keep working at practice, because it'll pay off. You'll hit a growth spurt, and it's just keep working hard.
I would say just don't become complacent, and just always stick through it and work hard no matter what. I'd tell myself probably not to complain so much about practices and how bad it sucks, and just put your head down and go to work, because it pays off in the long run.
Just trust the process, trust the training, listen to coach, and always keep your head up.
Just say, keep persevering, because my first 3 years of football here, I played football here all 4 years. My first 3 years, I didn't really play a whole lot, especially not at the varsity level, and this year is two-way starter, so I probably played more in my first game as a senior than I did all 3 years before that combined. So just keep persevering. All those moments on scout team where you think you're just getting beat up by the big guys, it's actually you're spending time perfecting your craft and preparing yourself for that time when you need to shine.
I think 9th grade Zeke Lott should have stayed the way that he was. Coach Shoffley really liked 9th grade Zeke Lott. He knew answers. And then I thought I got too cool for answers. But freshman Zeke, he had it figured out, I think. The way that they've impacted me spiritually is the thing that I want to talk about the most. I thought I was a pretty good kid coming over from Cooper, and then they showed me there's just a whole nother level into Christianity that I can dive into, and I thought that was awesome. A lot of stuff that I didn't know that they taught me and preached to me.
They've taught me so much about life. And we have real talks. We had real talks every Wednesday after practice this year. And I learned so much from just listening to Coach Softly talk about life. Just listening from him, like talk about just like daily interactions with other people, to spiritual relationships, to future marriage relationship. Just I didn't realize until this year how much of Coach Softly's mantra I've actually adopted into my own life, and how much he's really affected me. And he's been instrumental in making me who I am today.
They're like father figures to me. They've helped me through tough times, and they've always been there for me. So I'm glad to call them my coaches and friends.
I mean, they've been like great role models. They show you how we can live our lives. Like a bunch of people have said, they invite us over for dinner. We get to see their families and how they treat their wives and their kids, and it's real nice to have role models like that.
They've shown me how to be a good father and a good role model to others, and to your future wife or kids. They're great examples, and you can learn a lot from them in those aspects.
Man, it's just how much they've sacrificed, just with all the time with their kids and their wives and their lives that they have given up to be the father figure to us. Man, it's just, I couldn't imagine how my 4 years of high school would go without them.
Yeah, they've been like, to me, they've been like a second dad, because I feel like I can always go to Coach Softly, Coach Dude, Coach Walker, Coach Tucker with anything that I have, and they're gonna give me godly advice and fatherly advice, no matter what it is. That be sports, girls, school, or anything like that. I mean, they're just always there to, be a father figure to you, and they want to help you. And I think that's really cool, because not a lot of schools have coaches like that. So it's been a big blessing.
Probably the Trinity game. It was a really tight game, but we pulled through, and we just, I'm glad we won that one.
I'd say the Trinity game, just how tight that was against, a team that we thought we could beat, and we go in there, it was a tight game, and then we stand them up at the goal line to win. And that was a really great moment.
The Colleyville game, getting pulled out of the Colleyville game right after Alex Lack had his interception.
My favorite moment would probably be the win over Colleyville. It was a surreal moment, after you're going to the state game from 3 years of hard work, and it finally paying off.